Shalom. To Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rachakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who do rule well. And peace and mercy to the hopeful elect, the 144,000, those men that are doing this work in sincerity and in truth across the four corners of the earth. And much love to the 144,000, and the 1/3 of the elect of the nation of Israel. I was reading something here. All right, so I might click that next. But so a brother sent this article here, and it's talking about Warren Buffett. And the word Buffett is actually in the scripture. Let me bear with me one. And I know there's a scripture about that. What does Buffett mean? Let's get his name. It says Buffett can refer to two distinct things: a verb meaning to strike or batter, and a noun referring to a meal where people serve themselves food. A buffet. That's what they mean, buffet. No. Let's put etymology. All right, but I think it means to strike or batter, though. It says related to bows, slap, and eventually, about a blow. Oh, blows, slap. Blows in the slap. It says, I think they're getting, let me see the one, Buffett in the scriptures, y'all. Bear with me. Buffett. It's a few times in there. Matthew 26:67 says, then they did spit in his face and buffeted him, and others smote him with the palms of their hands. See, that does mean to strike and to hit. So Warren Buffett, his name ain't Warren Buffet, but Buffett, he got one T. But nonetheless, it's an article here that I found looking online. That a brother sent. And I was like, man, I got to do a lesson on this. So it's called de-dollarization. It's from watcher.guru. It says in the business section by Vinod D'Souza. It says de-dollarization. Warren Buffett says the U.S. dollar is going to hell. All right. That means it's over. It's over. This is Warren Buffett is, if not the premier, well-known financial pioneer of the finance. All right, can't take that away from him. But he's a chairperson of Berkshire Hathaway. Hey man, he's an Edomite. He threw, but he was smart though. Buffett does have two T's in his name, but the word buffeted, he has one T. But that's probably why it's coming up with buffet. But even buffet, he's eating off of these people. But Warren Buffett. I wanted to get. It says Warren Buffett's official title at Berkshire Hathaway is Chairman and CEO. He also became referred to as the Oracle of Omaha, Wizard of Omaha, Sage of Omaha by media outlets. Let's get what it says about his background. It says he's an American investor and philanthropist. All right, philanthropist means he donates to charities, but that's because he got so much money. Who currently serves as the chairman and CEO of the conglomerate holding company Berkshire Hathaway. As a result of his investment success, Buffett is one of the best-known investors in the world. According to Forbes, as of May 2025, that's this month, Buffett's estimated net worth stood at US $159.7 billion, making him the sixth richest individual in the world. All right, so we know the elites are this is the known people. These are not the elites, are way richer than this, right? But nonetheless, in this world scheme of things, they got Elon Musk up there, Jeff Bezos, Carlos Halu, but in this guy, but 159.7. That's his known net worth. He got more money than that. I'm gonna be honest. All right, he got more. That's just the stuff he tell you about. That's the stuff that's reported. But nonetheless, let me go back here. So now we got some background on who Warren Buffett is, right? Going back to the article, it says ace investor Warren Buffett announced his. Wait, no, that's not. Yeah. So he announced his retirement at the age of 94 during Berkshire Hathaway's 60th annual shareholder summit on Saturday. And I watched a clip of that too. It says, enjoying the de-dollarization bandwagon, issuing a stark warning by bluntly saying that the U.S. dollar is a currency that's going to hell. So he knows that it's over, man. It's over. He knows that this society is going to make a dire change. He knows that the MOT is coming. The MOTB is coming. The implant, the chip, man. He knows it's coming. You know, he's saying that this is a man who's foremost on finance. You don't think he don't know, and he ain't got insider trading? You don't think they giving this man the one up? Like, hey, look, this is you a major investor. He's going to get more knowledge about investments. And I believe he said he's going to finance foreign currencies. But, hey, technically the CHIP going to be foreign currency because it's going to be everywhere. It's going to be foreign to everybody. It is strange. You know, it's just something that you're not used to. Foreign don't necessarily got to mean you investing in the yuan or the yen, you know. It can mean the implant, man. He stepped down from his position, y'all. And he said the U.S. dollar is going to hell because he's preparing himself, right? Like it says in, he's about to start getting ready for Amos. What's that? Amos 9:2. Yep, it says, though they dig into hell, thence shall mine hand take them. Though they climb up to heaven, thence will I bring them down. You know, so he's going to start getting his bunkers ready. He know that it's about to get bad out here, right? Even if it's not bunker time right now, he's already got stuff like that built. Investing money in it, getting ready for the implant, getting ready for martial law and the Lord's return. You know, he's preparing himself for that. So he's stepping down because he's this old. It's time to get up. Now he handed it over to another guy, another CEO, right? It says, let me go here. It says, Warren Buffett's statements coincide with the developing countries who are looking to sideline the U.S. dollar through the de-dollarization initiative. Y'all, this is an initiative. This is an initiative. Let me see here. The word initiative. The ability to assess and initiate things independently. The power or opportunity to act or take charge before others do. So they're getting ahead of the curve, taking the initiative. You know, they're getting ahead of the curve to be able to bring this thing to a close. You see? Let me go back here. They're getting ahead of the curve because they're like, hey, we're trying to bring the dollar to the ground. They don't want the U.S. having that dollar dominance anymore. And they said, we would not really invest in a currency that's going to hell. That's what Warren Buffett said at the 60th annual shareholders summit. So he stepped down and he told you the reason why. Okay. Let me see here. I was trying to read the other part on the, he said Berkshire Hathaway might do a lot of financing in their foreign currency. And the trade, see, he says Trump's tariffs have reignited the de-dollarization trend, and Buffett explained that it damages the prospects of the U.S. dollar. See, he knows it's happening, bro. He see what Trump is doing. So you think people want to invest in this and they see what this country's doing? They got 4 more years of this? Y'all, Trump only been in there since basically February, January 20th. So it's February, March, April, May, y'all. It's been 4 months. It's been 4 months, and this man is going in. He trying not to even give up his mission. He got 3 more years, 3.5 more years, y'all. So they getting ahead of the curve too. And Warren Buffett sees this. It says trade should not be a weapon. There's no question that trade can be an act of war. There's no question. Let me repeat that. There's no question that trade can be an act of war. And I think it's led to bad things. Just look at the attitudes that's stirred up in the United States, he said. Great point. You know, he sees it. You know, got to have vision. Hey, me and Q making jokes on that movie Sinners. He said, see, no vision. That shit was funny as hell. But, you know, he sees what's about to happen to America. He sees what's about to happen. says, and this is all Esau's. Psalms 37:12, the wicked plotteth against the just and gnasheth upon him with his teeth. You know, they want to bring down the elect. They want to bring down this world. They want to bring down Israel, man. You know, our people, you Israelites, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You know, but Warren Buffett has realized this whole country is about to take a mean turn, man. Right? And he got all that money, but it's not going to be nothing in the day of the Lord. The scriptures say, riches shall not profit in the day of wrath, man. All right, this is, let me see here. Proverbs 37 and verse 16. A little that a righteous man hath is better than the riches of many wicked. You see, he got all of that money, but he don't know the Lord. He don't know Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. He thinking he's separating and going to invest in other things. Hey, you know what you can invest in? You can invest in prophecy. Do you want to put some money on that? You know, the thing is, it's spiritual, so you can't. You got to have faith. You got to believe, and you got to be an Israelite. You know? But he can't invest in that, you know, because we can invest in it by serving Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. So we making righteous investments, you know, but he is nothing that he can do. And it's just going to get worse and worse and worse. And this world and this economy, this financial structure and this country is about to take a turn for the worse. It says, this is Habakkuk 2 in verse 6. It says, shall not all these take up a parable against thee and taunting proverb against him and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. You know, and that's that extreme debt that America has, right? And with this extreme debt, it's going to cause even further problems. So now you got the countries turning their backs on you, and they shall not suddenly rise up and bite thee. The countries are going to be upset at you. And now you got people who are supposed to be allied with the United States. I'm sure Warren Buffett that made obviously billions off of the United States. But he's like, hey, they say in the, in a lot of them like gangster and drug movies and shit, they always say, and it was one movie specifically, but I'm not thinking of it. But they said, the movie with Frank Lucas. It's going to kill me trying to remember what the name of that movie was. American Gangster. On American Gangster, the Asian guy told him, he said, quitting before it turns bad is not quitting. Something like that. You know, basically letting them know, like, getting out early ain't quitting if you know it's about to get bad. People out here, man. Right, let me see. Quitting line in American Gangster. Let's see what he said. Get it? Yeah, let's see. They're giving me I see the scene. I'm trying to see what he said. So lock it. It says, quitting while you're ahead is not the same thing as quitting. You see, he's ahead. He got all the money. He had everything set up. But that last one, out of that greed, trying to set himself thinking for life. But he was good. He had enough money to do everything he needed to do. But that greed, man, you know, it ended up being his enemy, you know, as it usually is amongst men. But this is Zephaniah 1 and 10 through 11. Actually, I'll read through 12. It says, and it shall come to pass that in that day, said the Lord, that there should be the noise of a cry from the fish gate. These ports are getting shut down, and people don't even know it. You know, they living their life thinking everything goes okay. The ports are getting shut down. But because you ain't living by the ports and seeing the ports, you just think that everything's all right. It says that there shall be the noise of a cry from the fish gate and the howling from the second and a great crashing from the hills. You know, so it's about all of these hyperinflation, these ports getting shut down. The fish gate is where people bring imported goods in and out, you know. So if the dollar's going to hell, the ports are shutting down, the other countries aren't shipping things, mispay. Hey, y'all done seen the drug shows, you know? What happened when you miss your drop? Somebody's getting messed up and they not getting drops. You know, the other countries are not sending the same things over. And if they are, they're charging more. You know, because Trump is tripping, or they're just not selling to America anymore. They're selling to other countries, finding new allies. Man, it's about to get real out here. It says, how ye inhabitants of Maktesh, for all the merchant people are cut off. All they that bear silver are cut off. Hey, those are the men up at Wall Street. Hey, this guy Warren Buffett's a part of that too. His money is not going to be able to save him. You bearing that silver and that gold, you know he got, that's just what they know. He got gold, he got silver, he got stuff stored up, he got cash laid somewhere, he got all kinds of stuff. And that dude might not even make it long, man. You know, he's already ready to croak. You know, it's been his greed and pride that kept him alive this long, man. You know, so they're going to be cut off. All of that financial industry is going to get cut off. The sea hippos was going to be controlling everything soon, except the men of the Lord and the elect, Lord willing. You know, that's about to be the next currency. And he probably knows that. He's probably investing in it, man. I'm sure of it. All right. Verse 12 says, and it shall come to pass at that time that I will search Jerusalem with candles and punish the men that are settled on their lees, that say in their heart, the Lord will not do good, neither will he do evil. You see, so the Lord's going to punish you Israelites, man, that are settled on your leads, that not listen to these prophecies, that's not paying attention to these things that are happening in the world. You got a man, the CEO of this great company, stepping down and letting you know that the dollar is going to hell. Now you really ain't got no excuse. You know, y'all want to be money men and y'all got bags with holes. We already be telling y'all this. We've been telling y'all this for years. But now Warren Buffett says it. Y'all should really take heed. Now your enemy, the devil, done told you the truth. Now you done got the truth from the men of the Lord, and now you done got the truth from the left-hand side of Esau too. Hey, the water Yahweh Shemal shout for this truth, man. You know? But I'm going to wrap it up. Hey, the de-dollarization is coming. And the next warning we tell y'all is the MOTB. Don't take that implant in your hand. That's going to be your doomsday, according to Revelation 13-16. If you take that, right, you're going to get that incurable wound and sore on you, man. Right? And then you're going to get destroyed by thermonuclear missiles, according to Revelation 14:9-10, man. If you take that, you know, don't do it. You know, that's going to be the hour of temptation. And may Yahweh Shemal Shah keep us and keep us from the lose their way. You know, and matter of fact, let me go to that real quick. Revelation 14. Because, you know, we tell y'all don't understand. We can say it, but we talking heat that you ain't never felt before. That iron to your face is going to feel like running cold water on your hand. You know, we don't even want to know what it feel like, man. You know, we just want to watch it happen. Lord willing, we be those men. This is Revelation 14:9. It says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, right? That's if you take that sea hip, you following Esau, following the ideology and doctrine of this world, right? It says the same shall drink, because that's gonna be the icing on the cake. The sea hip is gonna be that's the thing. See, people don't understand. You already worship the image. You already worship the Roman mentality, that flaw doctrine of this world. You already worship that, man. All right, and you're already down with Esau, this world that he's created, right? But then you take that implant, that's gonna seal the deal. That's gonna let the Lord know that you really ain't about him. You know, that's gonna let the Lord know that you really are about to get destroyed. You know, that you are about the world, man. You know, you ain't with Yahweh Shemal Shah. You with the world, so you let him know you're his enemy. Then, so it says in verse 10. It says, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. You see that? So you know what that is, man? That's thermonuclear missiles burning America. That's what that is, man. Because when you understand prophecy and you understand these scriptures, you can see it all. You know, Lord willing, we be those men. We got the vision. We can see it all. Donald Trump is lighting the sparks right now, getting this thing turned up. And all these nations are going to say, you know what, eventually war is going to ensue. And they're going to say, you know what, let's go ahead and press this button and destroy Americans. Nobody like America anyway, y'all. You gotta understand this. People give that facade, but they only take from America, right? The people, the nations don't like you so-called white people. They don't like you Americans. They think y'all greedy, stupid, foolish, ignorant, arrogant, proud, obese, you know? That's what they think about America. And that's because that's how these people are, man. No righteousness to them. Wicked, soft, homosexuals. Right? This is Obadiah 1. It says, the vision of Obadiah, thus said the Lord power concerning Edom. And that's the so-called white nation. Right? But this is their main hub. America is their main beacon, their main port, man. It says, we have heard a rumor from the Lord Yahweh, and an ambassador is sent from among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. So these countries are going to rise up against you Edomites, against America, man. It says, behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. You see, the Lord didn't say they kinda don't like you. The Lord said the Edomites are small among the heathen. They greatly despised, man. But everybody know the so-called white man is the devil, but they try to think that they're going to change or become better. They the same people. They're the same ones that was lynching y'all. They the same ones that was destroying your families and buck-breaking men. They're the same ones that ravished your lands and pillaged your lands and stole from your temples, stole your gold. They're the ones that steal your culture. Hey, Warren Buffett is one of them. You know, Warren Buffett say he's a philanthropist, but why do they put philanthropists on there for him? You know, I'm not saying he couldn't be giving money out here, but it ain't been to none of our people. Ain't no so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans receive no ends. He probably a Melechite, you know, so-called JEW. You know, more than likely Berkshire Hathaway most likely is, you know. And he's out there taking those funds and investing them back into his people in wickedness. He ain't doing none of that for our people. So they can say philanthropist because if you can donate $1 a year to a charity and you can call yourself a philanthropist. All right. Let me see here. They might try to flip it, but let me see. I'm going to type in philanthropist. Philanthropist definition. It says a person who seeks to promote the welfare of others, especially by the generous donation of money to good causes. So, you can donate $1 to several organizations. Let's say you donate $1 to 100 organizations. You technically gave generous donations. You know, that man don't have to give away no money, but they say if you say you're an investor making this many billion, we got to make it look like you're giving some of your money away. You know, and he probably is to wickedness, man. You know, things that appear nice, but secretly they doing organ harvesting in the basement. You know, this kind of stuff that they get involved in, man. You know, demonic behavior. All right, but they are greatly despised. We're going to buy it. We need it. It is what it is. And your carts are getting smaller and smaller. Things are going up. I'm going to read this last one. This is 2 Ezra 15 and verse 19. It says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. Actually, let me start at 18. For because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled. The houses shall be destroyed and men shall be afraid. These times are coming, man. And this is starting. You're seeing it now. And it's 2025, man. We hoping Yahweh Shai comes back this year. You know, this year, next year. And stir this world up, man. All right. But it says men are going to be afraid, man. It says a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So we see these things about to happen through the Spirit. You know, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. They're not going to care. They're going to destroy their houses, their neighbors' houses with the sword. De-dollarization, hyperinflation, more money costing for everything. At a certain point, this thing is going to collapse and everybody's going to be fed up. But we're going to see how that C-hip come full circle too, man. Right? You think Warren Buffett don't know about these prophecies? He do. They tuned them in. Amalek, they tuned into what we talking about. It says, and shall spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So it's going to be because they don't got enough food, money, water, resources, and great tribulation. They're going to be in sorrow, no houses, no one to count on. The people who you trusted turning on you. That we don't talk about that a lot. You know, we say a man's foe shall be there of his own household, but the people you think you cool with, you don't see them turning on you, man. But the scriptures say they will turn on you. You know? This is why you got to have faith, believe, and have a brotherhood, man. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai. Call Lord Yahweh Shema Shai. Lord willing, we be at that number, man. But hey, it's about to go down, brothers. You know, gird up your loins. Pray to Yahweh Shema Shai. Stay prayed up. You know, and the Lord going to deliver us through this thing. That's prophesied in here too. So, hey, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I want to give all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Hakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well. And peace and mercy to the elect. Until next time.